you think is the current favorite to win the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, I think Raphinha is the right answer. It's hard to argue against what he's done so far. I feel like in the last couple of games, though, if Yamal starts, popping off like he has, he might have a strong case as well. But I think overall game in terms of league and Europe, yeah, it's easily Raphinha right now. If let's say Salah and Liverpool were still in the competition, yeah, he has a strong case. But yeah, not being in the Champions League, yeah, it's tough to be a strong candidate.
Okay, just a little temp check. I think it's Salah because
Still, you still think it's Salah?
yeah, because if you take him off that team, I don't see how you replace his production. With Barcelona, it's like if Rafinha is not there, I still think Yamal is good enough to contribute and if not replace that production. So that's just my opinion.
Let me ask you this follow-up question real quick. Based on the last two performances seen of Salah, Champions League and Carabao Cup final, you still think?
Yeah, I mean, because if we're gonna go game to game, then yeah, I
It's
guess
not
like
about game to game though. It's about big players showing up in big moments, bro. You can go score
Yeah,
against Norwich or whoever, but like, bro, these are finals, and you're not. I didn't
absolutely.
see Salah at all today. I didn't see Salah at all
Hey,
against PSG over two legs. So it's like, yeah,
absolutely.
you can ball out against Southamptons and whoever, but like when it comes down to actual teams that are at your stature, at your level, what do you look like? And you
I,
look like
I hear
trash both
I
times.
hear what you're saying, but for me, it's like those are moments. They're big moments, but those are moments. I don't think that that's like his whole body of right because if when we look at more often than not, he's doing well than he is not showing up in these games, right?
true.
So like I'm not gonna say that those moments don't count because hey, if you look the way you looked in the Premier League today, maybe you're lifting that Carabao Cup, or maybe same thing with the Champions League, but I don't know. When you look at the his body of work this season, I mean, his numbers are crazy.
I agree with the point you're making, but it's like you also have to take into account that these were big moments for him in this season that could have changed the trajectory of his team's success. You're no longer in Champions League, so you can't win Champions League. That should count for something, you don't think? In a
Okay,
big moment in the second leg where you have to secure the win at home, you didn't. And then in a cup game against Newcastle's side that you guys are clearly better than, and you didn't show up. So I think that hurts his case.
let me
These
ask you
last two
this.
games hurts his case for Ballon d'Or.
Let me ask you this then. If he,
No.
let's say he doesn't win the Champions League, and let's say he doesn't win La Liga, but Mo Salah wins the Premier League, where does that leave them to then? Because he's
Interesting.
gonna win the Premier League, right? Salah's Liverpool's gonna
Yeah,
win.
that's I mean that's a good point because it's an individual award, but it's also based
Depends
on
on
team
depends on
success.
the again, like you just said, depends on the body of work. Let's say Rafinha doesn't win La Liga, but he still balls out. Let's say he doesn't win Champions League, but he goes to a final and balls out. He still has a case. So it just depends on how it plays out.